in Egypt, you have some of the most highly trained graduates. You have a nation that has the most graduates who are unemployed or unemployable. You understand? So they really have no job, no work. They blame Mubarak, they blame the government, but they have college degrees, driving cabs, so forth and so on, but they can't make work for themselves. You understand? But they depend on American welfare. So when we look at the inner politics of it, we see that money and dollars are taken, you understand, from American interests, and in particular, it's the poor. You understand? The poor, like black folks and Hispanic folks and poor white folks, whose monies are taken and given to Egypt and given to all these college graduates, you understand, who are unemployed and unemployable and can't make work for themselves and basically live off of an extended form of welfare. You understand? We should put those connections. See, this is why you don't understand what the word democracy mean. You don't understand what the word vote mean. Vote basically mean voice. In other words, if one gives voice to something, to give voice to something. In other words, to have, like when they say free speech. So a lot of things are misunderstood. So when it's Imperial Majesty, all those years ago, you understand, said to us, democracy, republic, what do these words signify? What have they changed in the world? Have men become better, more loyal, kinder? Are people happier? All goes on as before, as always. Illusions. One should consider the interests of a nation before subverting it with words. You see, so on the Facebook, the internet is basically a lot of pictures and words. So people got all these words, democracy, republic. What does these words signify? Check this out for a moment. America is a democracy and America is a republic. Other countries around the world have to either more times be one or the other, or try to do it the American way, and it usually doesn't work out. But hear what His Imperial Majesty, the King of Kings, has to say. He says that democracy is necessary in some cases, and we believe some African peoples might adopt it. But in other cases, it is harmful, a mistake. You see, this is the very, very important thing. You know, so when they look at Egypt now in this crisis period, and they say, Chi Stai Stigma, the 666, yeah, they say, well, should we allow them democracy? And this is the kind of talk over here in the West. It's like, what about the Muslim Brotherhood? If the Muslim Brotherhood gets the power, then what happens then? You know, then Israel, and so there's all these kind of other interests to be dealt with, and all these other interests to be contended with. But His Imperial Majesty went on and he said something even a little more relevant, especially to us if we haven't heard this or haven't had the opportunity. Under democratic, His Imperial Majesty says, we are all adherent, whatever our internal political systems, of the principles of democratic action. Let us apply these to the unity we seek to create. Democratic action. But what does democratic mean? It's a Greek philosophy. It's a Greek philosophical white European terminology. I mean, it probably works well in maybe their countries or some of their countries, but it works differently in England than it does in America. In England, they have a monarchy. You understand? Other countries like careless Ethiopia will kick out the monarchy. You understand? I mean, unfortunately, we have to say that because it means so much to us for our Ethiopian brothers and sisters to really get it. I mean, even we as lost sheep, we have to get it while we have gone through what we have gone through over here among the Gentiles. So we have to recognize certain things. Now, His Imperial Majesty, there's another area that I don't think I have before me right here that I have to probably look up, where His Majesty also spoke on the same issue about either democracy or, you know, how people throw these different words around. Like, we want to be democratic, we want democracy, because they look around America and see what's going on in America. But did you learn American history? Did you learn how much blood was spilled, still is being spilled, and may still have to be spilled for such a system, you understand, for such a system to move on? It's like a lot of other people don't have the stomach, in a sense, for democracy. And certain other forms of government are more, how can we say, are more innate for them. Now people say, well, what does that mean? Well, we're going to leave you with this. His Majesty says life is like the theater. One mustn't try to understand it all at once and immediately. It is no longer amusing. There are good men and wicked. The former should be made use of, and the latter punished, without attempting to understand why the ones are good and the others wicked. We demand too much of men to be able to respect them, respect them, respect them, respect them, respect them. See, that even there is an inner meaning, you know, respect in the heart. It's like mada, adala. You know, to kind of respect in that sense can be also, whether that was the actual word used in the heart or not, we know that the word, the favor, like to favor, to be impartial is not to have respect of persons, basically, to be impartial. So we demand too much of men to be partial of men. Yeah, of course these places have to be broken down. Why? Because our people, the remnant, has to come out. And all these people that would try to enslave us again or murder us, they have to, their systems have to collapse.
Now the truth has overcome the lies, the good news of His Majesty in His Christ. And it is vital that we raise our tribal flag. The flag of the conquering lion of the tribe of Yehuda.
Millions of Christians throughout the world, Your Imperial Majesty, will regard you as the reincarnation of Jesus Christ.